Hello, hello. Hello, chat. Can you hear me okay? I was dealing with some audio difficulties earlier, so kind of just making sure that things are working. Yeah. So if you can hear me, good. Hello. Let's see. Tempest, hello. Garlic, sorry for the lateness. As I said, had some difficulties. Snowy, hey, One Drunk Man. 10 Peaches. Hey, thanks for the 10 bits. Soran. Teja gonna give a fact check to Lightning? No, I doubt it. I haven't been mod for long. Hey, Snowy Minion. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. I'm back for 4 months. KB Duck Bay, what's up? Bupil, hello. Cookie Dough TD, hello. John, hey. Mr. Lightning, catch your eye by the way, Hypers. Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that they arrived safely. Sound is more than okay. Oh, that's excellent. Okay, thank you so much. All right. 아예요, Arctic Fox. 덕배. 영어를 잘 못하지만 이해해보려고 노력해보겠습니다. 네, 알겠습니다. 반갑습니다. Vinkeys. Hello. What's up? Bringing those Simone emotes here. Korean only stream? Korean only stream would actually be so difficult to do because I mean I speak Korean at home, but I don't I'm not amazing at it, you know. I speak it casually with my parents. What about a Spanish only stream? Again, it's doable, I'm just not the most fluent. I mean, actually, well, Spanish, yeah, Spanish easy. Spanish, I could do it, but I don't do it because I feel like most of my viewers speak English too. And more importantly, I also kind of would have a hard time with the terminology. That's something that I always have a hard time with respect to multiple languages. Is always translating some basic stuff is easy-ish, but then the technical terminology, the jargon, is always hard, or I feel like I always might get it wrong. Hey, Victor. Oh wait. Yo, UB, what's up? Thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome back for 10 months. Esternocleidomastoideo. Yeah, that's a long muscle name. I mean, that's the muscle over here in your neck. What's the apiary keycaps called? Noir? Yeah, that's GMK Noir. So if you want to see them, I can show them. So for those who don't know, apiary keyboard is doing an interest check for a keyset. Lightning teaches Korean. Gosh, teaching Korean would actually be so hard. Yeah. Wrong page. Okay, okay, hold up. I need to fix that. Hello. Wait, that didn't work. So, which one is it? Huh, hold up. My browser is being weird. Okay, so that is working fine. But, how come? second. There you go. Alright, cool. My browser's been acting up today. Alright. So this is GMK Noir. Apiary Keyboards is doing this Gasp from Apiary Keyboards. She's doing this GMK Noir interest check. Pretty cool. Sort of like a creamy color on a black. Yeah. Okay. So it's RAL 1013 on black. So kind of like beige on. It's like a creamy beige on black. So pretty neutral colors. It's text modifiers, which I think is the most unfortunate, at least for me, because I don't prefer text modifiers. It's my least preference. It's my least preferred choice. But you know, overall great colors. I mean, very simple, right? So they just work, and the novelties are pretty cool. So I do like how the novelties are super unique. I believe these were designed with Neflock of GMK Metropolis, so definitely has that aesthetic that Metropolis had. I like these desk mat designs too. Yeah, and look at that, some collabs through Salvin and a few artisan keycap makers. But yeah, this key set looks pretty good. I will probably consider purchasing a set to support Apiary, as well as because I like neutral sets like these. The kitting is just very good. Like, it includes Alice support, has like pretty much every layout you can think of. It even has ISO and accents for that. So overall, just like a one base kit that supports all is amazing. Yeah. Anyway, Victor Langen, like, you saw my TKL IC. What's your TKL IC? I'm sorry. I must have missed. I must have missed. I'm not connecting all the dots. I'm sorry. I always try to connect the dots, but I can't, because I'm not sure. Like, people have different usernames everywhere, and so I can't keep track of everybody, including myself. But anyway, GMK Noir looks really good. So I do suggest checking it out. Anyway, so let's shall we get started with the build? Simple is good, I agree. Please, man, hello. Isa Shu looks too similar to Nines and Suited Assassin. Yeah, I could see that. Definitely something that people would say. Reminds of GMK Nines and a simpler GMK. I mean, Olivia Plus Plus. Yeah, that makes sense too. Not a fan of monochrome sets. Oh, I see. I'm a fan of monochrome sets. Not really been into beige, and the theme is a bit too busy. I do think it's a bit busy in terms of the novelties and such. But overall, the rest is pretty clean, in my opinion. Alpha Kilo 23, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Sent to PM, but gotta go now before exam slaps me on the face. Sounds good. Do you PM me here on Twitch? Is that what it was? 'Cause that's probably why I don't see it. Oh yeah, okay, I see. Okay. I like the base kit like this, more wallet friendly. I agree. Simple, chunky base kit is actually cheaper. Yeah. How can it have novelties with the F word? Wait, did I miss something? Does it have novelties with strange words on them? No, that's not the case. What are you talking about? Garlic, you need to sleep. Wasn't a fan of beige sets, but I got 909 and K 1953, and now I love them. That's the thing about beige sets. You only learn to like them after you try them out. You get to appreciate how simple they are, I guess is what I'm saying. Alright, so today we are building... I think this might be the third montage I've built on stream, but I've built a few more. All That Keyboard by Linworks. Give me your 3100 sap. Okay. OG sets are the best, I agree. So here we have our PCB from Lin. This is a, wait, is it not focusing? Is it focusing or nah? Okay, there we go. This is a Fave 87. It's the typical Lin PCB. I actually already tested this earlier. I could show you guys how this is programmed, but if you want, but if not, then I can skip that. But it's just programmed using a Windows-based GUI, like a graphical user interface. It's pretty simple. So I could show you that if you guys had questions about it. And here we have H1 switches for the montage, some stabs, Durock stabs, Lube for them, and H1 switches. I'm interested in seeing the UI. Okay, sure, I could show that. Screws. Yo, Joku Bob, hey, what's up? How are you doing? But sure, I could show you the UI for a second. Let's get the plate out of here first, and yeah, and then we'll move forward. Okay, so let's show you guys the board itself. This is how it looks. Actually, hold up, that light is a little bit off. Okay. So this is the board itself. It's like this grayish sort of navy color, very like muted. It's like yeah, it definitely has a tone of gray in it, but it's definitely a navy as well. So kind of a confusing color in a way, but actually very pleasant color. I actually like it very much. I got Durock stabs on my 160 and kind of want to swap the spacebar for one of my pre-tooled cherry screw-ins. Why is that? Why? Has a brass weight on the bottom. It's brushed horizontally. Which do you prefer, Whale or Linworks? Wait, Linworks is the brand, the designer. Whale is one of their designs, and then Montage is a different one. So this is called Montage. Over there, yeah, there we go, Montage. So they have multiple designs. They have the EM7. They have the Montage, they have the Dolphin, they have, like, you know, a bunch of other things, Dollinger, etc. I do like the Montage. Montage's very, very simple look. It's very vanilla, like just very rectangular, very sharp. For that reason, I do like it. Oh, Dr. Huru, hello. Fellow scientist. But I would say I prefer the Whale. The Whale has the design of the Whale I personally like better. Just the look of it. The engraving is super nice. However, the last round of the Whale, so Whale's round 2, which is the one that a lot of people are paying for a lot of money for some reason on Mech Market, is really poor quality as far as machining and anodizing goes. It has a lot of problems. Actually, Black Simon did a review on it, and his review is actually fairly accurate as far as the quality goes. You getting the U80? I am not. I'm not. So the thing about R2 whales is that a lot of them came out with pretty poor anodizing, like top and bottom don't match, like kind of like streaking or like marks, kind of like patterns, you know, which is basically like poor anodizing quality. Machining like had some like mismatches and stuff, like top and bottom piece, things like that. Not to mention like the whale uses a sandwiched plate design, so it does not mount, like it doesn't mount to the top or to the bottom. You just place it onto the in between the case top and bottom piece, and that's it. If the tolerance isn't good on it, the QC, like if the QC is pretty bad on it, then your assembly will rattle in there, so it's not great. Yeah, so Lin has a history with meh QC. I would say that yeah, a lot of their boards have come out, like a chunk of their boards have come out with questionable quality control, at least compared to more contemporary standards with a lot of other makers. At the same time, I would say that they have designs that have been pretty iconic, at least in like Korean custom mechanical keyboard in the scene. But yeah, it's definitely like, so it's kind of like has a bit of a collectible sort of aspect to it, but as far as like a good quality keyboard goes, it definitely has a lot of lacking features. Yeah. Thoughts on the U80 though? I've not seen many reviews on it. People have been saying really good things about it though. People seem to enjoy it. Like it's just the right sort of like bezel size and all that stuff for some people. I definitely think that the U80 is an aesthetic kind of statement. It's like a very nice, thick keyboard. I haven't heard anything bad about it. So that's something I'll say. Yeah, U80 is nice. I love mine. Yeah. Chonky baby, yeah, that's right. And so the thing about the U80 is, yeah, it's, what is that? Is that top mount now? And it has this like mute silicone thing in the middle. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The aesthetic is not for me. I like the M65, but for some reason the U80 doesn't do it for me. So yeah, to each their own. Anyway, yeah, so there's a new group buy coming now that they fulfilled. So yeah, Rama is improving on the feeling and sound part. That's good. Is that a gray montage? So it's not gray. It's actually it's called navy, but it definitely has a bit of a blue and gray tone to it, which I actually like even more than just the dark navy. But that's just me. I like tones of gray. So anyway, so the Montage, what's interesting about it, it's basically that it's sort of like a hybrid mount. It has the ability to do bottom mount, it has the ability to do top mount, so like with screws, and it has the ability to do a sandwich mount, but the sandwich mount is doable with a thicker plate. So this is a 1.5 millimeter plate, but with a 2 millimeter plate it would fit between the case top and case bottom, and it would be sandwiched perfectly, and so basically, you know, it wouldn't rattle, but you can just sandwich it between the two cases, similar to the whale. So that's basically the Montage. Those are the 3 ways you can mount the plate. Yeah. So pretty simple design though. Like the interior of this is relatively simple. Just has 2 screws that attach the polished steel badge over here, or brass badge over here, and the rest is just the through weight that we have made out of brass. It attaches from the outside bottom, and it goes through all the way to the interior of the case. Hey Pengu, I thought I was subbed. Oh, it's okay. You don't. Thank you though. I heard. Are you here because Nat has been bullying you over the past few weeks, making making very doing some cringy things and blaming you. She always bullies me. That's nothing new. Oh, that's cool. Sounds like a good friendship. Alright, so yeah, that's the montage. So the montage doesn't have alignment tabs, as you can see. Like, if I just try to put the top and the bottom piece, it would just slide over. So something to keep in mind is that you should probably be careful with the parts. Alright, so hold up. Apiary has trained me well. Know you from Reddit, great build, and I hope that I can build mine too. Thank you, thank you. If you had to use a TKL for personal use except for your TGR Jane, which one would you pick? That's a tough question. Which one would I pick? I mean, among my boards, I would probably keep my Koala. But if I had to choose a different board, let's say, like, last weekend I built a Keycult number 2, and that was really nice. Okay, so the PCBs that come, like, with these rails is just for you to take them off. That's because that's the way they're made. You can just tear them off with your hands. But yeah. And then programming wise, as I said, it uses a graphic user interface through Windows. So basically the way it works, I'll just explain it in words right now, and I'll show it in more detail in a second, is that basically when you plug it in, sometimes it comes pre-flash, but oftentimes it'll just come without the flash like file. And what you just do is you download the FaveTool. So FaveTool is the name of the client that, you know, the user interface that does the programming. And on FaveTool, breakaway parts on PCBs always give me some anxiety. Yeah, I could see that, but they're nicely like indented and stuff. Like, yeah, like they have like those like dotted lines. So they cut away pretty nicely. So yeah, you plug it in, and basically, for a lot of cases, you'll just see the a Windows Explorer window pop up, and basically it's gonna say like CRP firmware or something like that. But basically, inside there's only one file. Okay, inside this PCB, there's this one file that's gonna show up on your Windows. It's like if it's like a USB device, and it's gonna say firmware.bin. Okay, and so either it's empty or it says firmware.bin. So sometimes it comes pre-flash, meaning that you can use it right away. Hey, what's up, Elaine? Single KBD, hello. Wow, rare to see you on Twitch. Oh my goodness, Snowy, thank you so much for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you. Anyway. So as I was saying, you plug it in. Wow, seriously, thank you so much. Thank you. So you plug it in, and right now, like, I already pre-flashed it, but let me show you. Let me see if I can show you the thing. Let's see. Where do I have to go to? Okay. Yeah, alright. So let me just share you the window that I have. Like open the, let's see, window capture. And Explorer. I hate that it does that automatically. Where is my Explorer? Explorer, there we go. Alright,
So you can see my Explorer window here. It's a little big, isn't it? It's fine. Just view it in icons. So here, like, I have this FaveTool. So FaveTool, like in this case, I got this 2020 April like zip file, and I just opened it up. And so basically, when you normally plug it in, okay. So how do I could show you in the state of like where it's supposed to be. Like when it comes in, I believe if you do escape and plug it in at the same time, it's gonna go into like the flashing mode. Or like bootloader mode. That work? No, I don't think so. No, didn't. Okay, well. So anyway, the point is, I forget how to how this was. I think it was escape, but you know, I forget. So basically, you go into like you're in bootloader mode, and basically what you do is in the firmware folder inside of this zip file, there's gonna be all these different bin files, right? And these different bin files basically correspond to each of the keyboards that like Lin has designed. So FavePad is for the Dolphin pad, Full is for their full-size board, EM7, 87B87, 75, and 65. And so 87 in this case would be the one that corresponds to this PCB, right? Because it says Faves 87 on the PCB. So what you gotta do is like you go to that like the drive, like it's like a USB drive, and then you delete the firmware file that's already there. You delete it, and then you copy this in, and then you rename it as firmware.bin. If you don't rename it, it's not gonna work. Okay? And then once its copy is over, you just unplug it and plug it back in. Okay? And then once you unplug it and plug it back in, you can open FaveTools.exe. So is it opening is the question. Okay, it did open, and now I just need to share you the window so I can show you what it looks like. FaveTools. Why does it do this? Why does it not show up? For some reason, it's not showing up on my executable list, which is weird. That's inconvenient. Let me try again. It's just annoying when this doesn't do. Ah, there we go. Okay, there we go. So this is FaveTool. Okay, welcome to FaveTool. So FaveTool opens up. So in this case, it says not connected. So let's just plug it in again. Okay, and then you can do like device here. It's like there's two menus. It's very simple, file and device. They only have like 2 or 3 options there. You can do connect, and there, boom, it detects the PCB, right? You do device connect, detects the PCB, and it has the layout, right? And you can just reprogram this stuff accordingly. So like what to reprogram, right? So maybe you want to reprogram your write control. You click on it. It's gonna say reset to default or change key mapping. You press on change key mapping, and then it's gonna it doesn't show, but basically it shows a little dialog that shows you like a list of keys that you can remap it to, and that's it. And then you press OK, and then you're done. And then basically once you're done, you just press on device and then transfer configuration. I think it just unplugged by accident, but yeah, you just press on device and transfer configuration, and it's going to flash it essentially. So you just wait and it's gonna flash it. So in my case, like let's say I wanted to do reprogram this FN key to, so I'm gonna reprogram this to write alt, and reprogram this menu key to write GUI, which is the right side a Windows key, and maybe this caps lock I want to reprogram it to left control. So I just do it on the dialog here that you can't see for some reason, and then I just press, and here's like LED settings if you have LEDs, but we don't have LEDs here, so we don't need to mess around with that. Of course, there's function layers as usual. And then you just do transfer configuration. Here it says data downloading. and then boom, it says done. All you know, and then all you gotta do is you can just unplug it, plug it back in. You know, I let's say I close this, I open up let's say switch hitter, right? And then I open up switch hitter here, and you know, I can just go ahead and test my PCB, right? So, oops. Okay, sorry. It's my cable. It's definitely my cable. I'm sorry about that. Anyway. Is it my cable though? Oh no, it is. Okay. So there it is. So like, you know, it's detecting. There we go. Like, so as I just reprogrammed the Windows key here. Oh, my cable, this is a disaster. The cable's like overstretching here. Sorry. I'm gonna swap it out. I have like a million cables here. It's probably just getting tangled up. Apologies. Why am I not unable to follow? Or able to follow? I'm tapping the heart button. Wait, so if it just says, yeah, just refresh. Refreshing should help. Anyway, so you know, like it works. I know that it works because I tested it earlier, but I just reprogrammed it. So you know, so that's it. So that's basically FaveTools, okay? Sorry if I missed anybody saying anything in particular, but yeah. Let's see. Join the bongo raffle and now I'm awake. Hey, sick. Bongo raffle, let's go. I hope you win. Jayward Fish, thank you so much for the 377 bits. Such a random number. But yeah, I do not have a U80. U80 is just QMK. But VIA and BMC have spoiled me. That's correct, yeah. I feel the same way. VIA and Bootmapper Client are so nice. So nice. How's my fruit bongo collecting adventure? It's going well. It's going pretty well. Snowy Minion. I actually was telling some friends that I was pretty close. Let me see if I can show you. I have a picture that I like posted, or not posted, but like uploaded to my account. What the hell? Okay. Anyway, I'm doing well. I'm basically 2 away. I'm missing peach and grapefruit with a Y. So pretty close. Pretty close. Anyway, let's get on to building this, shall we? Those hammer caps look nice. They do. I love CRP. CRP is so nice. I'm having a test raffle today? Wait, test raffle for what? Jaguar? Jaguar TKL? So for those who don't know, Singa KBD, Elaine over here is the owner of Singa KBD, Singa Keyboards. And they're doing a Jaguar TKL release very soon. After that, might be a Unicorn round 2. Oh, Unicorn! Oh! Yo, great. That's awesome. Yeah, Unicorn's great. I love my Unicorn. Should I bring out my Unicorn? Because I do like my Unicorn quite a lot. Time to simp for Elaine. Integrate a new raffle system to my store? Oh, you integrated to the storefront. Oh, that's pretty cool. Because I feel like normally people just do like Google Forms or like some other like third-party thing that they develop. But yeah, doing it to like on Shopify? That's pretty sick. right. Just make sure people understand they have to pay for it if they win. Oh yeah, of course. You should definitely put a disclaimer that says like if you enter and you don't pay, like you can't you may be subject to a ban from future sales. Because honestly, people enter everything for like trade fodder and whatever, and you know, it's just not good. It's just not good. Yeah. Banhammer. Sorry to keep explaining, but it's amazing how many people don't know what's up. Oh, for sure. I mean, it's good to sort of let people know that certain things work a certain way. Here's my brush. My lube brush go suddenly. Oh, here it is. Okay. Jaguar is the truth. I am waiting for a Jaguar release with the wind keyless blockers, but I'll wait. I'm glad that people are excited. So we got some good old 205. The green color, oh yeah, the prototype green color is so nice. I love like dark or like foresty, emeraldy greens. So good. Light green in the case, I wouldn't do it just because it's a bit too loud. In fact, I would use a light green like modifier set, like kind of like Royal Alpha, on a dark green or in a darker case because the contrast would suit it well. But yeah. Andromeda and Jaguar are the ones I'm following. Should I follow any other? I mean, you should just look into your interest checks yourself, Garlic, my friend. Doing your own homework. There's just so many boards nowadays, though it's pretty hard to keep up, to be honest. You like Alice layout? I do like Alice layout myself. Winning on the Time R2? Oh, that's cool. The Time isn't for me, but some people really do like the aesthetic of it, so. I'm glad it's revised though, because the revision looks so much better than the original. The original had many issues. Yeah, actually it's interesting with the split plate thing that Centaur is doing with the Time the revised version, Time RE or whatever. I'm waiting for a time with a working clock. Yeah, that's kind of, that would be pretty wild. Join my first bongo raffle. Hey. Shit, what time is it in Malaysia right now? Like 8 AM? Should be early in the morning. If the clock worked, oh, I mean, yeah, if the clock worked, then I would probably consider it too, because that would be pretty like novel. I mean, just pretty cool. I'm into clocks, watches, and stuff like that, but yeah, they're way more expensive than keyboards. The expensive stuff anyway. But I mean, I own a couple of watches and I'm pretty happy with them, so just like Seiko's and stuff like that. You can probably make the clock and the time work if you really wanted to. Yeah, I'm sure you could. You could wire something up, but yeah, it would be quite some work. The only thing is the movement, right? So like in clocks, the movement is what matters the most. And so getting that right would be tricky. Like, you could certainly make the things move, but moving it accurately would be so much more difficult. Can't help it though, I entered my TKL advice. Sounds like you're addicted, Mr. Review for the Tube. The gears in the time actually move? No, they don't. They don't. I hope people didn't buy thinking they do, because that would be very funny if they actually thought so. I kind of am, but so are all my wonderful friends. That sounds like... So it's a group addiction? I don't know, man. Sounds like a dangerous party here. You know? I mean, I understand because I have a lot of friends in keyboards too, but I'm super interested to see the split play and how it works. Yeah, so the split play part is interesting too. Yeah, I do think that part is super interesting. It's like, what if you made a split plate that used different materials? I mean, like, kind of like the one that Matrix showed with their 65% with the hydraulics, that they had basically like a mid piece that was poly and the surrounding piece that was like aluminum or whatever. Like, that's kind of interesting, kind of like a half plate thing. Although the implementation on the one by Fox Lab is like a top and bottom half plate. Like, they're split in the middle, so right down the middle, so that's very different. But I'm interested in knowing knowing how it feels. Like, is it actually good is my question. Like, does it actually work the way it's supposed to? And does it actually work well, right? Like, does it feel alright to typing? Watching Diego streams has made me like DKs more than 65%. That's actually interesting. I mean, I guess it is true that I advocate for 60% and TKLs the most because those are my layouts of choice personally. But 60%, yeah, 65% are pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty useful. I just don't like how close the... So, okay, my main gripe with 65% layout is that the arrow keys feel too close to me, like to my hands, relative to like when I'm working, basically. Like, I feel like I move my hands too much, too far out when I'm using a 65% and I miss it. It's just too close. So, like, I'm used to TKL, so that's probably why. But 60% is what I use for productivity-wise. I mean, or like even just as like save space too. Like 60% are great. Like, I'm so used to the HHKB layout now, like the Control S caps and FN plus the punctuation marks for the arrows and like function. What is that, like L and period for the page up, page down, and then home end, the keys after that. I'm so used to that specific layout now that like pretty much I map it everywhere that's not a like TKL, or that is not like yeah, that's actually 60% or similar or smaller, I guess. Sometimes on 65%, but yeah. I really have grown used to it though, the layout. TKLs are the gold standard. TKLs are just, yeah, the cookie cutter. The simple. I feel like, I mean, so a lot of people get into keyboards because they find it interesting. So like, in the sense that it's unique. And I feel like a lot of people say like, oh, TKLs are so boring, because they are. I mean, they're supposed to be boring. Like, that's the purpose of a TKL, is to be like boring. Like, it's to be as standard as possible, but just smaller than a full size. Like, that's what a TKL is, you know? Like, it's basically retaining everything that you had from full size, but just without a numpad. Like that's it. You know, just like IBM named like their SSK, right? Like space saving keyboard. That was the purpose of the TKL. It was to save space, right? So yeah, of course it's gonna be boring. Of course it's gonna be pretty like standard. I mean, there's of course now like there's like pretty weird designs out there, but like that's just because people get creative with it. But overall, functionally, it's still the same. TKLs are the feature films of keyboards. Yeah. I mean, you've of course always have had the extreme, which is like under 60%, right? Which is kind of interesting. But I, aside from the Timo 50 and the Equinox by Poner and AIO3, I actually have not been able to get used to any other smaller form factor board ever. I've tried Plank, I've tried like Minivan, I've tried like a few other ones out there, and I just couldn't get used to them. It was just not intuitive for me. I could get used to Timo 50 because it's as close as you get to a 60%. And then the Equinox, I like the way it was staggered and the way like the layers were accessible to my hands, that I wasn't struggling as much. I mean, even though like I definitely suffered in terms of like how quickly I type and whatnot, but it was still intuitive. I have my up arrow program as FN and use HKB diamond arrow. Oh, I see. TKL for the win, but for me, lubing the switches take forever. The end result is worth. Haven't used actual arrow key since January. Yeah, I was like that for a while too. I was only using 60% for a long time. I was just using my HKB actually for a long time. Can't believe how fast the Ori 87 group buy is going. I forget which one that is. Oh yeah, I remember which one. Okay. You see that one's going fast? That's good. Good for them. It's always good to see some new fulfillment that's promising and fast and efficient. I mean, hopefully without any issues. Like, fast does not mean good necessarily, right? Hopefully they're doing their job and QCing and getting everything right every step of the way. Timo backspace too small for me. I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. I can't disagree with it. It is very small. I eventually got used to it, but that was probably because I've been used to like HKB layout. And also before the Timo 50, I had a big ass enter layout, Alps 60%. I actually still have it. It was my first Alps custom. Actually, it was my second Alps custom and the one I've kept over the years. I've had that for a while now. It used to have brown Alps, but now it has orange Alps. But I could show you. If you want to see it. But yeah, it's just this. It's just like a win keyless 60% though, based on the with a big ass enter, just inspired on the 5140, the IBM, the same one that has the brown Alps. Yeah. Lana, dinner time. BRB or LC on the VOD. Sounds good. Take it easy. Have a good dinner. So have y'all been how are y'all's Friday? How's the Friday going? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what I hope Friday's been going well for you all. I know that Nathan is currently doing a subathon, which I'm technically a mod for, but I wanted to stream this before. So I'm just getting this done first, and then I'll probably head over there too. Diego, you got hot swap and solder for Zenith, right? What's the logic behind that? Just to spare something? Yeah, the hot swap, I actually... So, I'll be honest with you, the hot swap, I only got it because I wanted to use it as a test bench. Because I actually don't have... The only hot swap board I have is my KMac Happy PCB with Milmax sockets, which isn't ideal because Milmax sockets kind of suck. Yeah. So that's why. That's why I got hot swap though. The ease of using hot swap as a test bench. Hey, Mr. Petrov, what's up? Joe Cool Bob, that video makes my Friday every week. I know, I post it like everywhere every Friday. Well, not everywhere, but in a few Discords. Mainly the Keycult one and my own. He's so good. He's so good. Yeah, it's so funny. It's such a cheerful video. Gives me the big old cheer. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like the weeks go by so quickly, and then Friday hits, and I'm like, man. At least, but you know, start it with that video, and you're like in a good mood at least. But sometimes like weeks are like poop, so it's kind of nice to have something to cheer you up like that. Simple though, it works. For some reason, it works for me every time. It's just fun. Sorry I'm late? Oh, it's okay, man. Had to drive to work to make money for more miniature figurines. Oh man. Hey, at least you're making money for to get more miniature figurines. Got any exciting stuff coming in the mail, Jeff? I know that you showed me your new Glyco caps, which is amazing. For sure, this week shortened with Labor Day was nice. I'm dreading next week. I'm dreading next week too. I just have a lot of like I'm starting to feel like work is gonna start piling up starting next week. So yeah. Full week on paper, yeah, it does. Protein shakes, hello. How are you doing, protein shakes? What kind of protein shake do you have today? Protein shakes, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Oh, actually, Snowy, thank you so much for gifting one tier 1 sub to protein shakes. Thank you, thank you. You're so kind. You really don't have to, you're so generous. Some ETF stuff coming, nothing too exciting. Just helping other people finish collections and whatnot. That's awesome. That's great. I'm into that. I mean, that's kind of definitely the part of the joy of being in a community of collectors, is that you can help other people do that. It's inevitable when people have clashing interests in terms of like many people interested in the same thing, of course, because I mean, yeah, of course, if it looks great, people are gonna want it. Like that's just like a no-brainer, right? Like yeah, everyone wants like dank and cool shit, right? Well, that's obvious. But finishing collecting like specific things that people are looking for, that they've been working really hard to get and stuff, it's always nice to see, and it can be a very fulfilling moment to see them finish certain things. Like I have certain sets that I've been collecting for like the past 3 years, and I'm still working on it. So yeah. Did you have to heat up and flatten the CRP 2.2 spacebar on my Jane? So Mr. Petrov, actually I'm not using CRP on my Jane. The keyset right here is a CRP with 2.2. This is a CRP 2.2 Arabic. But no, I did not have to flatten my spacebar for this keyset. Mine works okay, I believe. But yeah, the keyset on the Jane is actually OG Cherry. Didn't even notice it wasn't a Jane. No problem.
Yeah. I saw something above the arrow key and assumed it was a TGR logo. Yeah, it's not a Jane. It's called an RS. I built it last stream. Snowy. Thank you so much for the 69 bits. R is so lit. R is so lit. That's right, Zambamon, if you're there. I don't think he's here, though. I don't think he's here. I think he's either sleeping or busy. Gotta head out. Have a great build. Thank you so much, Jay Wordfish. I hope you have a good evening. Protein shakes are so lit. Thank you for the 69 bits. Nice. Nice. RS is indeed very nice board. I really like the spacebar sound on it. That's definitely been the #1 thing I've liked the most, aside from the aesthetic. The high angle is actually kind of refreshing. I haven't had a very high angle board in a little while, so something I was looking forward to, and it definitely feels refreshing. It's just like thick too, so it doesn't feel like that steep. Then again, I've really been trying to work on my posture for typing. I think my regular posture actually kind of sucks. Oops. Diego, you design a keyboard anytime soon, a TKL? You see, Gar, like, I would design a keyboard if I had CAD skills, but I don't. And I also don't have the time to do it. If I had time and I could CAD, I actually don't know how to CAD at all. I would definitely take a stab at it, but I really don't know how to. So, just the learning curve right now is a bit too daunting for me. Something that I wouldn't want to spend too much time on at the moment, just because I don't have the time. But if I had a lot more free time, I would definitely endeavor try that. Anonymous Cheerer, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Partner with Biso, but partner with Biso also means like he would end up designing it in a way. I mean, like, sure, I could give ideas and he would do the CAD, but I don't know. Don't you feel like if you're making a board for yourself, you want to do it yourself, like on your own? Like, I feel like it's not rewarding for someone else to do it for you. It is nice. It's efficient actually. It's effective too, because their experience is just going to add on to whatever you're doing. But I don't think I would find it so fulfilling. I wouldn't really call it so much mine anymore when I don't do it myself. That's the issue. If I'm in a hobby for the DIY aspect of it, I want to do it from 0 to 100 by myself if I could. Who made RS? I did. As long as you can say no, then it's yours. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the hobby because of the DIY, and so yeah, I would want to learn the skill. I actually want to learn the skill. I mean, I actually got into hobby thinking I was going to do PCB stuff, but I didn't, because I ended up not picking up that skill, and I was too busy working at the time that I just didn't pick it up, didn't work on it specifically. But because I have an EE background, I actually thought I was going to be doing PCB work. Yeah. I see what you mean. I don't feel so strongly about CAD work. I don't feel like an architect doesn't feel like they don't design something just because they don't do the drafting of it or the CAD work. It's more so in conceptualization of design, etc. Oh, for sure. I do agree with that. I mean, I do agree that CAD has a very mechanical and like kind of like just very technical aspect to it that doesn't quite mean much in the grand scheme of things. But I think CAD, knowing how to do the CAD really teaches you as to the machinability of a board, like the features that you need to think about more carefully. Like, you know, like you can't add a specific like curve here because it's not like possible physically, or like you can't add like you know, whatever it is, right? Like you need to think about spacing of things and like the threading of like screws and like all that kind of stuff. You know, all those little details is I think what makes a keyboard kind of special for a designer, and like thinking about all those things, right? If you had to pick one keycap set to type on, which one would you pick? That answer is very easy for me. I'll pick the keycap set that I have currently on my Jane, which is the OG Cherry G81 3000 SAT keyset. It's basically the keyset that looks just like a CRP Peacock. It's essentially the same, but that's my favorite keyset ever. Either that or this Airwick set. Both of them are very, very cool. Beige sets are my favorite. I love beige sets. I like how Percent Studio is implementing the knob under SCOG Reboot. It's small and not obnoxious. Yeah, for what it's worth, I do feel like knobs can be obnoxious. So, okay, so I think that the aspect of a knob design on a keyboard for me is the functionality of it is like I just simply cannot see myself using a knob much. Like I don't know what I would need it for. That's the main gripe I have. And because it has that circular shape, it really like breaks the visuals for me. It really breaks the visuals of a board. Like you have all these nice rectangular keys, and then suddenly you have this big ass circular thing. I don't dig it. I don't like it. Like it's like there's a functional aspect to it, and then there's just the visuals. It like knobs just do not fit the aesthetic of a keyboard, at least in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure Mr. Upas, who is the designer of like the SAT75 and is like a sponsor of the stream, right? He would disagree. But yeah, I mean, I think okay. So actually, like those knobs that you find on macro pads, actually, I think they're useful. I think those are fine in small macro pads. I would do a knob macro pad thing. That would be okay with me. Not really on a big board though. I just don't need that to occupy the real estate. Even if it's a square knob, Mr. Jeff, I wouldn't do a square knob on my keyboard. It just occupies too much space. It kills it. It's the space that's wasted. I don't like it. I don't like it. What was the full name? Oh yeah, sorry. It's G81 3000, so 3000, and then SAT, like Saturday, and then Sunday. What? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Just hit my hand slipped. Lube too slippery. Oh yeah. The other week I saw a matrix with a giant square keycap in the nav section. Anyone know where I can get one myself? Giant square keycap. Oh yes. Giant square keycap. You mean a 2x2? So 2x2 keyboards. Keycaps. They're called. You can find them on like on the Pimp My Keyboard. Pimp My Keyboard. Are 3000 HAU die subs? No, they're so you want to be looking for SAU. H is gonna be denomination for double shots, yeah, and then S is gonna be denomination for die subs, and then L is gonna be a denomination for lasered. Any 31.7. Jeez, stop harassing me. Y'all hilarious. Waiting for GOG to give a go-ahead to ePVT. Yeah, that one would be a good to see replicated on Enjoy PVT. I mean, of course, like the CRP is already done, like some of the footwork. But it would definitely be exciting to see it in Enjoy PVT and with GOG's sort of like rendition of it. Which has slight differences because he's adjusting the blue and he's like just like making the font and stuff. I don't see a lot of CRP group buys. CRP group buys are not frequent, no. CRP group buys happen maybe like once a year.
Can you really recommend ePBT in 2020? Their QC is so bad with all the warped caps. Thing about PBT at least, the warped caps are usable. Okay, people focus on the visual of the warping way too much compared to the functional aspect. In the functional department, you can actually straighten them out with PBT. PBT actually you can heat it up with hot water, put something heavy that's flat on top of it, and flatten it out. I've done that a few times now. It's definitely workable. So ePBT in 2020, I mean, of course it's extra work if you get warped caps, if you just have the bad luck to get warped caps. But yeah, I mean, it's a risk you take, but I think ePBT quality is decent. I wouldn't say it's a great deal. I would say it's decent. But it is definitely a good option if you want PBT cherry profile keycaps in 2020. But you can also always get hammer. You can always get other stuff out there. Decent when they're still using the Gateron mold. I mean, I'm not sure about the specific details of like the molds, but I would imagine, because I do think that a lot of people make sort of unfounded claims about molds and whatever, as if they know the manufacturing, but it's like, I'm pretty sure they don't. So yeah, but overall though, yeah, of course, if the overall like quality of sets looks good for a particular run, yeah, it makes it more desirable. But I mean, compared to a lot of older Enjoy PBT sets, I've seen a lot of older Enjoy PBT set with really fuzzy modifier dye sublimation, and like the font looks kind of bad, and like it was like fuzzy, and like, yeah, I was like, man, people pay $120 for this or whatever. I was like, no thanks. I'd rather just pay for GMK. Or save it up, or save up the money and pay for something else. I noticed the Arabic keycaps. Do you speak Arabic? No, I do not. I had a chance to get the Montage for $500, turn it down. Did I make a mistake? I got the 8X MK2 for $300. Nah, I don't think it's a mistake. They're both TKLs and they are both about as comparable in terms of, they're both like top mounts. They have slightly different aesthetics though. One is seamless, one is not, technically. And yeah, I mean, there's a few differences, but I mean, you save $200 in terms of like, if you made that decision because of your budget. I think that's fair. Like, you definitely should be considering your budget. So if $200 was worth getting, like, if having extra $200 in your pocket meant something to you, then that's not a bad decision. I don't think you should be thinking too much about, oh, was it like, did I have to get this Lin board because people say Lin is amazing? It's like, I don't know. What if you end up using, like, you wouldn't be able to try both, but if you were able to try both keyboards, maybe you might just end up thinking, oh, it really was not that different. Like, I kind of wasted an extra $200. Oh, you don't know that. I'm gonna turn on the AC, so it's gonna get loud again. It's gonna be a little bit noisy. And since RTX voice failed me last time, there's no RTX voice this time. Sorry. The Montage is sexier. I went back to get the Montage, but it was sold. Yeah, I'm sure they move quickly. I didn't get the Montage because there wasn't much info about it. It was right after group buy. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand when people don't want to take the risks because, yeah, essentially participating in group buys does almost feel like you're an alpha tester, even though sometimes they do make prototypes. But the thing is, like, what do you know about the prototypes? Like, you know, like, it's not like you've seen them, and like, obviously on behalf of the runner, it's clear that they're gonna show you the best photos of them, right?
So, yeah, I understand the skepticism around it. But this, you know, it's like, there comes a point in this hobby where, like, people just take the risks. And it's like if you don't, it's like the kind of like, if you don't take those risks, you kind of have to miss out. Like, you do miss out. Like, it kind of measures your willingness to risk. Your risk aversity or whatever you want to call it. Stab is like, the stab fitment is sort of weird. It's not perfectly drilled, actually. I have to shave it slightly. Here, hold on. The enter key stab hole is not super perfect. There might be something getting in the way. So I'm just gonna grab my hand file really quickly and just give it a little more space. Very slight though. That'll do. Still got 50 plus viewers when Teja is streaming. Not bad, yeah, considering he currently has like 3,000 viewers or whatever. Teja is building a proto and just reopened what? And they just reopened the group rec for the board? Which board? I actually didn't know that he was building a Hey, Salvin, what's up? Do you recommend burger mount modding the 8X? I don't know. I can't say yes or no to that, because I haven't tried it either. Oh, here's my circular one. The hatchet? Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. So expensive, right?
There we go, I think it fits finally. There we go. Yay. Even though Tega is giving stuff away. I mean, what are the chances to win that? 1 in 3,000, right? That's pretty hard. I am everywhere. I typed Poly T-shirt Alice on Google and found your image on the MK. Now I'm curious how many were made in this colorway. Flatline, they were only given out at meetups, so there's only like 3 of them out there. 4? 3? I believe Nathan gave out 1, and then 2 of them were given out at meetups. So I think those are the only ones that I know of. There are rumors that there's a private buy around it, but I don't think I know details. Teja's vlog was nice, very wholesome for sure. But yeah, if you're looking for a Poly TGR Alice layout board though, I would look for a Rukia. I would be looking for a Rukia, not for a TGR Alice. If I were you. Honestly, wasn't into anything he was giving away. Yeah. I like the stuff he was giving away, but I mean, I'm also a moderator, so. And also, I just wanted to stream, so. So, am I sitting on gold? What do you mean? Do you win the giveaway from before? I mean, I don't know about you, but if you had a nice board, wouldn't you want to use it? People keep wanting to know their valuations, and I find it rather stupid. So if you don't want it, just pass it on to someone who wants it, like who wants to use it. Stop worrying about money. Or work harder. I thought this hobby was about making money. Yeah, I know. Chris told me that in his second to last video, or third to last. I don't even remember anymore. You can easily make money now, apparently. Fucking A. I clicked 2 buttons on Teja's tweet. Oh, nice. So you got it? That's sick. I mean, yes. So you have one of 3 or maybe 20. Depending on whether there are going to be any more. I mean, so the intention is that there definitely will be more Poly Alice's. I believe Yutzi has mentioned previously that he wanted to make more, but is it going to be soon? Not yet, I don't think. Thanks for the info. Loving the stream. Big brain energy vibes. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I mean, if you did win the Poly Alice, I mean, I've built it. I highly suggest you build it yourself, or try building it, or you know, have someone else build it. Up to you. And you know, try it out. It's a wonderful board. It really is a wonderful board. So, it's very pretty. Police, yeah, police. Norva woke. Yeah, Flatline is saying that he won the Teja Types giveaway for it, so that's pretty cool, if it's truly the case. But yeah, the one I won was the one that was given to one of the giveaway winners from one of the meetups. So
They're a friend of mine, so I had the luck to build it myself. It's a very nice board, though. Although I have to say, having had a few polycarb boards in hand, I don't think I would own more than one or two. I like the aesthetic, but I also think they can be a bit fragile too. And I guess I just simply prefer the look of aluminum better. But that's just me. That's definitely a preference thing. But yeah. Get a lot of questions from newbies like, will I be able to get some money back if I decide to sell X keycap set? When they're looking at buying a keycap set, I mean, so the answer, like, right? So a truthful answer to this question is yes, right? Like, in many cases, you are able to get your money back. That's a luxury we have in this hobby right now, because things are limited. There's a lot of demand. The group buy timelines are long, so people value their times quite a lot. And so the answer is yeah, sure. You can make your money back pretty much anytime. Or, you know, most of the time, right? Which is cool. Like, that's great. Like, it's a safety net, like, right? Like, it makes you feel like you're like financially okay, because you can spend the money and get it back anytime. But at the same time, it's kind of dangerous. It enables you to spend more money. I can confess that I have myself been in that position. That I felt like I have more money to spend or like to play around with because I can always sell it back at cost, right? So yeah. Is there supposed to be an update dialogue on the... Oh, nope. No, that's not supposed to be there. Apologies. That's right, from the Windows capture from earlier. Actually, I don't know where it came from. Hold up. Is it from the browser? Is it from... Oh, maybe it's from Switch Hitter. I see. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, that was like an update dialogue from my chat client or whatever. But yeah, I'm okay with people selling at retail. Yeah, me too. I'm okay with people selling at cost. That's nice, you know? Feels good. Very wholesome. Why is it so tight? Oh man, this PCB feels kind of tight. Or is it this switch not closed? Let's see. That's kind of flimsy. It definitely makes you feel safe, feeling like you have the ability to spend more money. I've definitely been trapped by that, in the sense that I've been irresponsible with my money, and obviously it's not pretty when things get slippery. But at the same time, you kind of learn your lesson, and it's really not. I don't know. It's just me, but I don't feel like it's very much worthwhile. Also making enemies out of not selling stuff, because people get pretty personal about it. Yeah.
Is this PCB QC like not good or what the hell? 'Cause some of these switches are like not fitting in perfectly because this stupid hole seems tight. That's what. Anyway. It fits in other places, but not in that one. So I'll have to just see what's up with that. I'm okay with people selling at a small. I think it's fine selling at a slight markup. Like, I mean, so when I first started in the hobby, I was. This was like back when I was just first working. You know, I had my first job, like some paychecks, whatever, right? Like I had money to spend. I had sold my camera gear from doing like photo gigs and stuff, and like, you know, I had expendable income. And I guess the one thing that I kind of like remember telling myself that I would do is that I promised myself to not purchase anything above 1.25x retail. So 1.25 times retail. And so I would like keep that as a very strict rule. And so for a while I did. I actually did. I passed on any offer that said over that, and tried to keep it to that. And so because first of all I was like I want to understand like how this like market works. Like I want to understand like why people are spending so much money. And yeah, that slight markup price has become so ridiculous, right? Like it's become this like, you know, as Jack Static just said, like 2 to 8 times. And like it just seems so absurd, right? Like I understand when people pay out of their asses to get a collectible because it is a collectible, but when you pay an unreasonable amount of money just for the sake of having it and just to end up like getting rid of it soon after, it feels so counterintuitive. And it's just irresponsible. I know that there's a ton of kids in this hobby. Like I know that there's a ton of people who are super young. Maybe they're just fresh out of college. Maybe they're still in college. Maybe they're not even in college. And they're spending like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on stuff. Because yeah, maybe they come from the mentality of like, maybe they flip like streetwear or sneakers. I don't know, right? People can have money because their parents might be wealthy or something. I don't know. But yeah, it definitely feels like it's gotten out of hand. The market still buys, so I can't necessarily fault anyone either. Yeah, it just feels pretty weird. Yeah. People haven't received their group rewards and are already speculating in Discord how much they could sell it for. Yeah, that just ticks me off. 1 set max per month. That's a good way to restrain yourself. Yeah, small collection. That's good. Do you happen to know if Duck, Viper, Eagle, V2, V3 tops are interchangeable? Oh, that's a very good question. Serious. I actually cannot answer that for you right now because I really don't know. Okay, I might apply some lube on the left side of that. Hey, Dennis Brochill, what's up? Selling for what I paid on listing something 3x retail. It's so funny. Yeah. I feel like when the group buys happen, a ton of people are just entering to see if they can win a raffle with the intent of scalping later. RSO lid, bro, that looks so good. Thank you, thank you. think it's just a space bar then. Do you join in on the BSO TX cases? Yes, I did. I joined for one of the cases, two of the cases actually. I was missing some. I needed some extra storage cases. So yeah, I joined for 2. Board just seems so much more unobtainable with now with such rampant flipping. Yeah, I agree with that. It's so ridiculous in the sense that it just feels, I mean, not ridiculous, but rather just like, it's strange, I guess, to see now that it's like, it feels like it's like group buy or bust. Like, if you don't get it for the group buy, that's it. You won't really ever have a chance to get it. Why do you think people buy overhyped shit like the Iron 165 for $2,000 in the aftermarket? Because people think it's a good board. I don't think it's a $2,000 worth board. Okay, that sounds pretty good to me now. I think the stabs are ready to go. Scarcity and the need to flex would be my guess. Yep, that is definitely correct. Scarcity and the need to flex would definitely fit the bill on that. I think a lot of people do purchase, I mean, I don't want to generalize it, but it definitely does. A lot of the time, I hear things like, but dude, like, you own like a TGR, you own like a key called, you own like this board, that board, because, you know, they're super hype and wow. And so the thing is, like, hype has justifications, right? Like, there's boards that are hype because they're hyped because, like, they are good boards, like, they're good keyboards, okay? Like, they type well, they look good, the designers are well known, they're popular, they're good people, blah blah blah, right? All these reasons. But when someone emphasizes so much on the aspect that, like, it's valuable, that's when it turns me off. I'm like, yeah, but what about it's a good keyboard? What about it's like why so much emphasis on the, oh, it's endgame, oh, it's like, you could trade it for whatever. Why don't you just sell it and get a car? It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't care. Okay, so at this point, now that I've been in the hobby for a few years, I make very conscious choices as to how I spent my money, right? Like, I've definitely spent quite a lot for certain keyboards or certain key sets. I mean, not key sets, but yeah, actually key sets too, or like artisans, let's say. But I know where I'm, like, I know why and where and how I'm spending my money, so I pretty much do it with the intent to keep these things, like to use them and keep them. And so for me, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like I'm investing for the future in the sense that I'm just trying to get the most use out of it as soon as possible, and I'll at some point over time recover the money I spent, you know, by working and paying off my bills and blah 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 and all that, right? So, like, you know, you get your money's worth out of an expensive purchase. I think that's kind of like the way I see it as far as like getting expensive boards or key sets or whatever goes. If you're just buying it to like use it for a long time, that's okay. Like, that's your choice. It's a personal thing. like there are people who do buy to collect and to keep and to preserve and to put it in a cabinet. I don't know. Like, you can have any intention. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you want to put it in a cabinet. I don't care if you want to use it. But, you know, if you intend to, like, keep it for a while and just, like, really enjoy, like, what you have, that's good. But there are people that buy it because, like, buy certain things or keep certain things because they know it's going to be more valuable in the future, and they're like, oh, I'm just keeping it to as like a it's like a liquid asset, so like it's worth keeping a while. And I don't know, that thought process for me just seems so, I mean, it's immoral kind of for me, like it's just unethical in a way, like it's just like I don't think I'm in a place to be on a moral podium, but at the same time I also feel like it's like all of the wrong reasons as to why you would be in this like community of like relatively like-minded enthusiasts, I suppose. Are you referring to the fake Janes? No, I'm not. I'm just talking about like hyped keyboards in general, or like hyped key sets. I actually like Peaches and Cream. Peaches and Cream looked okay. The color wasn't for me, but I've heard people who like it. Yeah, I did hear that a lot of people were disappointed about the key set too, though, because the color. I mean, the colors. I don't think they fit. I don't think they were close to the renders so much. Like, I definitely would agree with a lot of people that the key set didn't look like it was advertised, sort of. Render got Rensuya. Yeah, I don't understand it. It's tough. It's tough. Like, people are on NDAs now. People don't disclose colors now. I get it. Business. Do not all keysets do color matching before they get manufactured? Like, they might, but seeing a few photos of a few color chips might not be enough for people who are not seeing it in person to really judge, right? So I think it's kind of it's like it puts people in a very difficult position. Like I'm talking about consumers in general, not the designer. Also, the designer is obviously going to be more biased in general. Like, they're going to be like, oh, hey, look, this color came out exactly how I wanted it. But that's because also it's their own set, so they inherently will have some sort of bias for their own creations, right? Just look at GMK Bingsu. The guy color matched 4 times back and forth, and he even bought the Pantone color thing IRL to match it close, and the setup turned out just like so. Yes. So in terms of GMK being able to match a certain color that it's given to them, they actually have no problems with that. They actually are really good at color matching things. I think that in the end, it boils down to the designer and the vendor's choice of the color. So like that final choice you make as you pick the color. So yeah, that process could be more more scrupulous, but I do think that consumers do have a little bit of a risk because like they're going to be biased reviews in a way. I think it kind of sucks though to go back and forth 3 or 4 times to get it right, but if it's what it takes to get it right, I don't think it hurts. Actually, let me double check if it's regular caps lock today. I think it is. Standard ANSI layout. Okay. But 7U bottom row. Yeah, 7U bottom row. Okay, cool. Can't put myself to join GMK movement because I'm worried about the pastel will turn out oversaturated. Speculation of flipping is part of any hobby? Oh yeah, for sure. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I think it's inevitable. I think it's sad seeing it though, right? Or uncool, dude. I think it's uncool. I think it's uncool. It's not that I am saying it shouldn't be there, but that it sucks seeing it. It's like you hate to see it. You hate to see it. So there's this spot here right now that's kind of really tight on the plate. I don't know why that is. This 3 and 4 position is for some reason really tight. I think the PCB mount peg holes are really they weren't done with the right radius, so they feel extremely tight. Yeah, they do. I can't tell the difference with my bare. Actually, no, there is a bit of a. Does look a little smaller. So what I might do is just I'm gonna do a workaround on this and just clip basically the left leg of one and then the right leg of the other one. So that should circumvent the issue. That way we're not dealing with tightness, but even then we still have the 4th peg, so I mean the 3rd peg, so it'll still align fine. Your switch puller is so bent? Yeah, I've had the switch puller for like 3 years. I've had the same one for like 3 years. So yeah, it's pretty bent. There we go, that's much easier now. And then the right one here. There we go. So much easier. Okay, yeah, it was definitely just the switch, the peg holes for the PC mount stuff. Because they're made at a cherry spec, and sometimes, I mean, machines aren't perfect, so. Hello, Fabry Rock. What's up? How are you doing? 2 of Brentsuya's set have been produced, turned out to be oversaturated. Yeah. Mizu, yeah. I actually have Mizu back there. I also felt very a little bit of disappointment upon seeing that the colors were different. I've kept it for now, just because I'm like, I like light blue sets, and I feel like I will use it at some point. But there is a chance I could just sell it, or something. Trade it, I don't know. Your stabs are always so good, thank you. It's practice. 10 ICs in a year, that's just screaming cash grab? I think rather, yeah, I mean, sure, you could call it a cash grab, but it kind of screams like a hungry render god, eh? Alright, let's because if you're in need of jobs, maybe that's the only source. So I don't know. I'm not gonna judge people's circumstances, because yeah, if people like the set and they want it, then fine, right? If people want things and they will pay for them, then sure, okay. right? Nothing wrong with that. Let me see, have I missed any mentions today? Whoopsie, sorry. No, okay, looks like I'm fine. Just started typing video of a 2.0 ADD. Cool. I have not seen those yet. Well, I mean, at least in real life, I certainly haven't seen one, so I'll be very excited to see one and try to build one, because they look pretty complex, so that looked pretty cool. Alrighty, let's get our so yeah, this is how my switch puller looks now. Let's bend it back a little bit. Alrighty, it's fan noise time. Brace yourself. Fan noise. No RTX voice this time, so you'll hear everything, including my scuffed voice. It looks like my novel. The Novelkeys puller is kind of thin. It's I am actually gonna give I kind of want to give Mike some feedback about it. It kind of feels a little bit thin to me, or like very easily bendable. I actually don't like that. The green one I have is actually thicker, so it's kind of like doing a better job of being a puller. What's my camera? I use a Sony A6400. Noctua is Bay RB die. I want to do a build so bad. Yeah. It is super easy to bend. Yeah, that's what I found out too. I was like, oh, this actually bent pretty quickly. Why would you want to build a keyboard? What do you mean, why would you want to build a keyboard? It's fun? It's fun to build? Oh, there's a lot of people doing what you do, but I don't understand what the fascination is. So the fascination, I suppose, rises from liking to do DIY projects for the most part. There's something that's kind of not therapeutic, but relaxing about building. It's like you're putting things together and making things work. And it's the idea of like modular things, right? Like coming together, piecing things together is a satisfying thing. And of course, keyboards have a functional utility to it. So the fact that you put it together and it works as an input device that you use for your computer, and it like feels good, it sounds good, right? That's definitely a satisfying feeling. I think it's a very fulfilling thing. So I would say that that's probably why you would want to build a keyboard software over coffee. It's really just the love for DIY projects, and you get to use the parts you want. Yeah, so it's unique. It's a unique experience indeed. It's a DIY thing. It's customizable. It's a very personalizable project. You know, it's like a personal project, and so
the fact that you're doing like making your own thing is very pleasant. And in the case of like in my case, right? So I currently am building this keyboard for somebody else, okay? And like there is a pleasure of that, in this case, like that client to send their parts to me because they know that I have, you know, like built many keyboards over the years, and like that the resulting experience has been satisfying to a lot of people, including myself, that they might feel some joy in that, and I certainly feel joy in being able to provide that kind of experience to other people, right? Being able to make their input device something that's theirs, but at the same time that's like I guess like with my own touch I was able to like give them that kind of pleasure. Does filming switches reduce keycap wobbling? No, it will not reduce keycap wobbling. It will reduce your switch top housing wobbling with the bottom one. So I would say the wobble of the stem inside of the housing is going to be about the same. So I think the keycap will wobble just about the same. I don't think the difference will be huge, is what I'm really trying to say. Like maybe there is a little bit of a difference, but I don't think it would be huge. I think the keycap and stem fitment is what determines keycap wobble. Or stem, yeah. That's cool. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. No worries. Well said. You're just too humble to say you know a lot about keyboards and people look for you for knowledge and building skills. I appreciate that. I mean, I think like Nathan has said it too, right? We do like very similar things, and we obviously like do it well enough that like people see that with respect. But at the same time, the process itself is really no different from what other people have done in the past, or other people do every time they build a keyboard. I guess it really is about consistency and like reliability of it. It's like I know that if something goes wrong during the build, like you know, like one thing I can assure a lot of my clients or a lot of the people who ask me to build something, even like friends, is like, hey, you know, like there are some things that might be new to me, but when I do this and I like have trouble, like, you know, I've had streams where I've had like trouble building stuff because it didn't fit, or I had to sand off a plate, like a brass plate before, like for the cue before. Like I've had to like custom cut foam in a way for like a KBD 75 I built the other time. Things like that. It's like when things go wrong, I'm able to fix them like my own way, and like it reliably like will work. Like I can at least assure you that like it's like in my like within my pride and sort of like my responsibility to make sure that you get something that works. It's just as if we hadn't had that problem. So that's, I think, something that I kind of do pride myself in, is like I have like the grit sort of to go through the troubleshooting process that some people might find daunting, and I like breaking the process down into like steps, and yeah, explaining it to people is actually like kind of a passion of mine. Like I really do enjoy teaching. Like I actually do think I might end up in a career where I might teach. So this is sort of like that. I enjoy the teaching and the sharing aspect of it. Like I wouldn't really do it if there weren't people to see and learn from it. I think if it were just to like shitpost and like, you know, do nothing else, or like just be quiet and build, like I really honestly wouldn't do it, right? Like I wouldn't stream. Yeah, I only started doing this because people were like, hey, you should do it more often. You actually are very informative. You actually like, I really appreciate like what you share, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's really what it is for me, at least for me, which is also why I wouldn't do it like full time or something like that, because it just doesn't match with what I like about it.
you have a loose housing, the cap wobble can be not noticeable, but it's the tolerance in the top housing that make most of the difference. Yes. I have either big housing or smaller stem. Yeah, that sounds right. DIY goodness, been messing around in Fusion, making a stack acrylic when keyless 60. Oh. Oh, that sounds fun. That's cool. I think stacked acrylic keyboards, I think like the result sometimes can look a little goofy, but the idea of it, that you can like make this layered thing, is kind of cool. I mean, it's pretty simple in concept though. Conceptually, it's like a very simple thing. Executing it could be more complicated, and I mean, yeah, like the standoffs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, people have already experimented a lot with those though, so like it's definitely like more public to knowledge as far as like what goes well and what goes wrong. But sounds fun. Let's see. If I put my gats into my vintage MX Blacks are smooth, but they have this different stiffness to them. The stem is really tight in the top housing. Yeah, I've definitely seen that. Career to teach mechanical keyboards 101. It would be cool to do a crash course on how to like mechanical keyboard stuff. I feel like people would be like, oh, you should do it, dude. I mean, if I had time, maybe. I have to be honest, I do have like stage fright, and I often talk. It's often when I'm on stream, it kind of it's like I'm talking to myself, but at the same time saying all the stuff I need to say to answer the questions you guys have, because I do get a little bit nervous, and I'm like kind of shy. And at the same time, I also have like no shame. So like I'll do ridiculous things, like a stream ago, 2 streams ago, and it's like it's not like I care about my image as much. It's like there's not much to hurt. Yeah. If you get nervous, just have a drink before you speak. Oh, like alcohol? I've actually done that before. I like the idea of it for my own stuff, but I don't like the idea of it for any for a client build. Like it feels irresponsible to tell someone like, hey, I was like drinking and doing your build, and like it went fine, but like it's not gonna sound so credible. At the same time, I would rather just face the hard part directly, like face to face. You know, get a little bit desensitized over like whatever nerves I might feel. You know? It went fine, but I was hammered. I mean, it certainly sounds like fun. I do like drinking, so. I mean, I would do a collab with a few other streamers, and we could drink and chill out and stuff. We could do a co-hosted build. That would be kind of cool, huh? A collab build with other streamers, or not just build, but like shooting the shit and like playing games, being drunk. That would be fun, I think. I would do that. Sign me up. KeyCon 2021, I'll buy you a few brewskis. Hey, I'm down. I'm down. I'm always down for a few brews. It works? Calms you down? Oh, for sure. I mean, I really do like drinking, so.
Yeah, I like it when it's done with good company and yeah.
Is this solder good? 6337 tin lead. I'm just reading the title. It seems okay. Is that what's if that's what's accessible to you, that's fine. But yeah, I do recommend 6337 or 6040 at least. But definitely don't get unleaded solder. Unleaded solder is much more difficult to handle because it's higher temperature to melt. So the heat transfer is going to be more difficult to achieve. I miss going to restaurants or bars and having a good conversation with friends. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I do miss that too. Yeah, that's definitely probably the part that I miss the most after being in lockdown, is just sitting down and hanging out with a bunch of friends and eating and drinking or whatever. Yeah, just having a good time. Not so much like just traveling or whatever. I mean, traveling is all fun, but yeah. Need some normalcy. But right now, the country's literally on fire. And the pandemic still, I mean, there's no vaccine, so I think until then we'll have to hang in there. I'm near Northern California, now we're getting smoke from Oregon. Man, that's just wild. It's just so sad. Yeah. Yeah, the whole situation around the fires right now in the West Coast is really sad. And I'm kind of, I mean, I think I'm also sad that the government isn't stepping in as much. The Fed. Endless fires on the West Coast, yeah. And it's been getting worse every year, too. I mean, one thing is man-made wildfires, but another thing is the drought. Like, the drought in California is just so bad. The overall situation with it. Have you watched Contagion, the movie? I might have. I don't remember it. Now here in the Bay, in Oregon, literally smoking us out. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. It's pretty scary. I hope y'all don't have to evacuate, or I hope you're not in a precarious position. It's certainly scary to think about that. So good, just like coronavirus outbreak. Okay, I'll have to look at it again. Pretty sure I've watched a bunch of like outbreak movies like that. Just don't remember which one's which at this point. I haven't mentioned sponsors, but I also think that I've mentioned them so many times the past week, I won't do it this time. I mean, I'll give you a quick overview, but Keys is GMK Hydro and Cat Mizu. Dixie Meg has 808 switches. Novelkeys has Sloth and Monokai material. And I think that's about it right now. Australian bushfires were really bad earlier this year. Yeah, there were a lot of relief events associated with that. That was pretty bad too, yeah. Let's see, just checking my joints as well as my switches, because just checking that all the switches are in place all the way in. So if you haven't never noticed, the switch pins, the main peg, the center one, it has a bit of a taper right where it's supposed to meet the surface of the PCB of the bottom. So just going from that, you can kind of tell if the switch is all the way in. Basically, if they're all the way in there, they should be all the way in around the same level for every switch around it. So that's one way to check. Of course, another way to check is just checking directly between the PCB. You can do it by row each time, and you can also just do it by eyeballing it from the sides. But yeah. Okay, looks good. That one was bad because a lot of people's homes were affected. Yeah. Is this a good solder wire? I haven't seen it, but looks okay. But if you're gonna buy something on Amazon, I would just buy Kester. I'll just buy Kester solder. It's more expensive, but it's totally worth the extra expenses. I have a. Wait a sec. I should have a command called !gear, but I'm gonna fix that a little bit actually. Actually, those two links should do. I just fixed it. Let's try that. !gear. Alright, yeah, you can check those links. Alright, let's we're done soldering. Got a test first. No problem. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, all works nicely. Alright, so we can pick top mount, bottom mount, either of those two. We can't do sandwich because it's not thick enough. You have a preference. People have said top mount before, people have said bottom mount before. I've tried both. I kind of like the bottom mount on the Montage for some reason. I've been liking how it feels. I mean, how it sounds. People have said they struggled with bottom mount before though because of the pins reaching the bottom of the case. So I've heard that before, but my case was fine, but I'm not sure if other people's was bad. Top? Okay, we can do top. We can do top unless other people have different suggestions. That definitely does not say top or bottom. Where's my screwdriver? Transfer the screw holes. Okay.
sandwich it and call it a day. Let the boy rattle when you type. Yeah, rattly boy. If that were the case, I should have just never lubed the switches. I mean, lubed the stabs. Why did I lube the stabs anyway if it's gonna rattle? Just add to the harmony of the rattle. The rattle frame. Third montage build? Yeah. I think there's a third I've done on stream. What keycaps are those? The keycaps here are Hammer CRP Arabic, SA Abyss. Oh, no. They're asking about the keycaps on this keyword, I think. Clean, thank you. Alrighty. Rattle is underrated. Imagine if rattling were the new meta. Just go back to OEM. No custom keyboards needed. Just all OEM stock switches, stock stabs. Swell KB plates. Rally Sport. Would have money for more minifigs? That is true. We would have more money for minifigurines. Imagine all the... might be onto something. Dude. We just need to make it popular. We just need to make it popular so people stop. But wait, doesn't that mean more competition? Because everyone would have more money for miniature figurines. Wouldn't you rather have people preoccupied with something else so you can have more minifigurines for yourself? Just you be the person who converts the new meta. No one will notice, but you'll have more money. Now I'm onto something. For the people who are lost, we're talking about artisans. Artisans are expensive, and so are keyboards. Y'all can take the fancy ones, I'll just yoink the blanks. Hey, blanks are great. Love me some clean blanks that fit the right profile. I would never buy artisans, it's too far off the deep end. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it definitely takes a bit of a leap of faith and a lot of wanting to spend money or something. Yeah. I just need a cloth. Not my drips though. Cute.
Alrighty, let's pick a key set, shall we, my friends? Let me make a poll. Does this work? Alright. I have a few sets here, so let's see. Key set on navy / gray, I guess, Montage. Alright. I have Nautilus. I have that's an old one. Hydro, Mizu, Eclipse, Space Cadet, and then if it doesn't fit here, but the next one would be something beige, but I don't have I can only do 5 options, so I'm just gonna put these up. Okay, no beige this time, I guess. Alright, let's start a poll. Alright, you guys vote in the meantime. I'm gonna clean up a bit and I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be back shortly. Let's see. Pull out your Mizu, jump to a feature and get pink on navy. Not super huge into pink on navy myself, but it looks pretty cute. Worst part of miniature figurines is how soul crushing is that you join a raffle and never win. Very true. My RNG is absolutely horrible. We should take a look at the Mizu, the real Mizu for the meme. Hydro won actually though. Hydro won. Wow. Congrats, Hydro. Let's go back. It's a blast of the past to GMK Hydro. Look at that. GMK Hydro. Oh, it's been so long since I pulled this set out. Do I have the novelties here too, though? Maybe I do. Oh, I think I do. Wow, the GMK Hydro, it's been so long.
bestia. Woo. Are you gonna watch the Friday vid from Mufasa today? Man, I already did. My friend, that's the first thing I do in the morning on Fridays. Aside from going to the bathroom. On stream? Oh. Share the love? Okay, we could do that. We could do that. Yeah, so this is GMK Hydro. It's a very it was a banger of a set back in 2016, 2017. And it was run by J-Chan of Keyclack.com back then. Of course, as some of you might know already, J-Chan is no longer active. I mean, Keyclack is no longer active in the community. They closed shop. Yeah. But it was a very popular set back in the day. Along with GMK Carbon, this is how GMK Conifers came out to be. Like, if it weren't for GMK Hydro and GMK Carbon, I think we wouldn't have seen a lot of these other sets come out. It really pushed a lot of that N9 mod vibe with colors. Keyclack is opening back up? Is that right? That's cool. Do I have GMK Iris? I do not have GMK Iris. I'm sorry. I do not. Are they the ones that ran GMK Muted too? Yes, that is correct. They are the ones who ran GMK Moto Light Prehistory. Just kidding. GMK Muted. Let's do bars this time. Sorry. It's not a jab, but at the same time, kind of feels close to it. Proto Moto L. Oh gosh. All right, we need to check out those novelties though, because the novelties were the jam in this set. Let's see what we got. So we have colored space bars, which I don't really like. Wait. Oh wait. Hold on a sec, okay? I need to get my novelties aren't here. They're somewhere else. Alpha Pipe Pepe Jam.
So these are some of the novelties we have for GMK Hydro. I'm not sure if you guys remember it, but it was squirrel themed. Oh, come on. So it's Squirtle Squad over here. So we have 1.25U glasses. You can ignore the 1.25, my bad. I mean 1.5. You can ignore the 1.25s. There are there's one unit glasses too. There's only one of those? Okay. There's 1U keycaps. Yeah, so basically, aside from the ones you can ignore, there's these. I think let's go for the novelty enter. I mean the accent enter, my bad. Accent enter. Of course, I think the caps lock's just gonna have to be a regular caps lock, which I have over here. And let's see. We could do 2 accents like this. I think the arrow keys, if we're gonna use novelty, should be normal. Maybe we can do this squirrel thingy here. It's brown though. It's kind of ugly with brown. I like the blue though. The brown? Bubble windows? Bubble windows? Sure. Wait. But I only have one bubble. Oh wait, or oh, bubble windows. Yes, bubble windows. So like this, and then we can. Okay, so we can grab the space bar, put the regular space bar on, and we could put the regular alt keys maybe. No brown. Yeah, no brown. I agree with. Okay, let's put this one over here. Is that ugly? The novelties are kind of off. But whatever. Something about it is a bit conflicting here. I don't know about that one. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Let's get our Tempest Polar. In my head, it looked better. Yeah, I agree. I agree. In my head, it looked better. Alright, I guess we're just sticking to the good old 1U keycap. And we're gonna do regular win keys this time. Let's just do a regular win key. This is the this win key logo is the best one. The retro one. The retro one is the best one. Oh, yo, Megaforce, what's up, man? How are you doing? Hydro homies, yeah. What's up, bud? Shut up. Toss this tray out. I don't need it anymore. We out here chilling, baby. Yep. The set looks money on Navy. Yeah, Hydro is a good one. Hydro is a good one. Alright, look at that. Tasty. Miniature figurine though, right? We're missing that for our friend Jeff. I guess that'll go on the escape. I guess that'll be our novelty today. Let's give it a good old. Let's give it a good old fugu treatment. I like fugus. I have this cool blue fugu from back in the day. Hey, look at that fugu. Don't you love fugus? I love fugus. Fugu. Do you recommend lubing holy pandas with Triboscis 204? The answer is yes, I do. Just yes. The answer is yes. That's it. Hydrate. Thank you, Jinte. Yes. Alrighty. Come on now. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Turn that off, turn that off. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the typing test. What about Krytox 205G0? I wouldn't recommend it because it's too thick, personally. That's just my opinion on it. I personally don't like 205 grade 0 on tactiles because they kind of are too, it's too thick of a lube. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, other people might feel differently about it, but that's how I think. I wouldn't really do it myself. Alright. Okay, click the words to focus. Okay, there we go. About a Huey away. Alright, cool. So, we ready for this type test? Y'all ready? Sorry about the loud outside. That's just inevitable. It's a Friday. Because it's Friday then. Alright. So this is a montage, Linworks montage with H1 switches looped with 205 grade 0 with Deskeys films. Yeah. Made a little burn with solder on my mecha mat. Should I use whiteout to cover it? If it's on the white part, why not? But otherwise, I think that's the only way you can cover it. It's not going to go away. Alright. So yeah, H1's 205 grade 0 Deskeys films on an aluminum plate and Lin Montage mounted in top mount. Okay. Alright, let's go. Hold up. I'm not feeling comfortable. Oh, so slow, so slow. But I'm getting distracted by the sounds outside. So one thing I have to say is that the spacebar sounds a little bit hollow to me, which is not my preference, but let's see. These are the mods. Do you guys hear that? What's going on? It's a party out there. I'm admiring that keycap puller. Keycap puller is made by Mr. Tempest, who is in chat currently. But yeah, that's the sound of it. Maybe the thing I keep hearing, which might not be even be the board. So I do spring ping or leaf spring ping. Maybe it is spring, but I'm not sure. We can do a typing test again because we had a very bad result, honestly. I want to try this again. How do I fix leaf ping? I think instead of fixing the leaf, I think focus on fixing your spring. Lube your springs for sure. I back lube them. Or yes, you can always put just the dot, like literally like, let's say you had your brush. Like you had your brush. Leaf, you can always put, spring is usually the issue in my opinion, but anyway, you can literally just put, like if this part is like the leaf here, right, like you can just dab it like that and then you're done, and on the other side dab it and then you're done. You don't need to put a lot of lube in there. Like you don't want to put a blob of lube, you just want to apply a little bit on the surface. Okay, maybe I should one day do a guide, huh? All right. I'm getting distracted. Come on. It's just the position of this is like awkward. Oh, I think I know what it is. The high angle of the other board was kind of I got used to it. Okay. I'm getting a bit distracted, but yeah, my PR on 60-second runs is 129, and my average, I'll say, is more like, yeah, well, like 115 to 120. Yeah, I really have to make no mistakes to get my PR though, like almost at all. Anyway, so that's what I have. Let's check out the board itself, because I don't think y'all have gotten to see it fully. So, yep. So this is the board with this is a Montage with GMK Hydro. These H1 switches in the back, but this is what the back looks like. Has a logo, I mean, has like a badge thing that says Montage here. I don't know why it's not focusing. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so it's there. It says Montage. And it has a brushed brass weight at the bottom. Has this like navy, it's like this cool navy sort of gray. I mean, actually the gray is not as apparent. It definitely is blue color. Do you like H1s or Vince? Oh, let's get my Montage, shall we? Let's do that. Let's get my Montage. That's a good comparison though. Ugh. Ooh. I have my own Montage here. Ugh. So my Montage is built with, I believe, retooled MX Blacks, was it? I forget what I built it with. I think it might be right though. Let me see. Yeah, retooled MX Blacks, or MX Blacks in general. So we can compare the two, but they sound a bit different. I think I like the, I like both actually. They have a bit different sounds though. Let's see if I can. Yeah, maybe I'll just point it that direction. Okay. So hopefully you can hear it, but. Well, obviously the escape is going to be kind of strange. But anyway, so definitely kind of like a clackier sound on the MX Blacks, but a poppier sound on the H1s. it like a clackier, dry kind of noise sound. Ooh, it's getting loud out there. Anyway. Apologies for those who might watch the VOD. The chat box was off, but people were saying, do you like H1s or Vince General on the Montage? MX Blacks. Someone said Spacebar sounds better off the bat. Those H1s on the mod sound good. I'm kind of surprised. Someone said JT said win keyless plus stepped over win key plus a regular. Who cares about the switches? Both sound good to both sound good. Nice to know. Would you recommend me getting the MX Blacks to throw the PE stems in? What do you mean recommending you the MX Blacks? Yeah, sure. The PE stems. Yeah. PE stems are fine with MX Blacks. Straighten your puller wires. Straighten them? Like straighten straighten them like this? It's fine. We'll be fine. Do you know when H1s will be sold again, either in stock or GB? I do not know. I don't know that. Definitely comes down to preference. Clackier sounds for the MX Blacks that I do like a lot. But H1s actually sound very nice too. One is bent out on the side, could be the angle. Maybe. But isn't that bound to happen anyway? It's fine. Don't worry, Tempest. It'll be fine. We'll be okay. After a while, all linears start to sound the same to me, Lube. Yeah, so, you know. If that's how you feel about it, then that's what it is. But, so see? This is what Lin QC is like, okay? People were talking to me about... People were saying about the Lin Whale earlier, right? I think it was Pengu. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the color difference, guys. These are two montages from the same group by supposedly navy, and mine looks more blue, lighter blue-gray than that navy. Navy? I'm not sure if that's the same navy. They're very clearly different. But mine came out lighter. But ultimately, I really like this color. Navy, yes, navy and gravy. That's correct. Navy and gravy. So if it's gravy, does that mean I can eat it? Just kidding. They were all anodized. yeah, get that. I don't know. Give that a lick. Oh man. Yeah, so different colored boards. I like my own because it's such a unique color. It's like a color I didn't expect, and when it came out, I was like, man, that looks really good. But ultimately, I'm happy with it because the quality of the anodizing is actually really good. Like the pieces do match, and it's very smooth and very nice and even. Like I have no actually if I run my hands through the whole four sides of the board, I have don't feel any seams, so it's really well machined and really well anodized. I know that a few people have had issues with their Montage shipments, but I assume it could be damaged during shipping. So yeah. What plates in each board? Both of them have full aluminum plates. Actually, both of them have the same exact plate. Am I the only one who licks my boards? Damn it. Am I being called out for not doing it enough? Just kidding. Lick a sick patina into it? I'll let you know when it's time to do that. Oh my gosh.
You guys are hilarious. For those who are curious about the weight of this keyboard, it weighs a total of 6 pounds and 6.4 ounces, which in regular units is 2.9 kilograms approximately. 2.9 kilograms. So pretty decently heavy, actually. Quite decently heavy for it to be about 6.5 pounds. I remember the Keycult weighed like almost like 9 pounds, so very heavy board. But this is still quite substantial. Regular units? You mean non-freedom units? Yeah, no, I mean regular units for sure. SI units for the win. Alrighty, that's all I got. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me right now before we finish up. But otherwise, let's see who is online at the moment. Of course, Mr. Nathan is. Langulandia is currently online. Wait, what is this man doing? Hold up. Thank you for the hydrate, fellas. What is Mr. Bisoromi doing? He's online. Okay, but I think we should raid Mr. Langulandia because he's always been very nice and kind about raiding. Do you participate in the Cat Mizu group buy? I did not participate in the Cat Mizu group buy. I'm not particularly interested in the cat profile at the moment. More specifically, spending money on the cat profile. But it looks pretty good. I mean, if you like Mizu as a colorway, I don't think you can go wrong because it's already been done once at least. Thanks for stream. Finished right when my raid started. Sounds good, Lana. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. Imagine not using GMK. My 808 6.25U spacebar is warped. Good thing I'm using 7U for wing keyless. So 7U was fine, but 6.25 wasn't. That's rare. Normally longer spacebars tend to be a bigger problem. But good to know. 7U master race. Yeah. Alrighty. So it does look like Langulandia is streaming. I don't know how long he's been streaming. I'm actually just gonna do a quick check on him. Langulandia. Hopefully he hasn't been streaming for too long. Come on. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, I think they're talking about stuff. So let's raid Mr. Langulandia. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. It's been a fun time as usual. Of course, as always, you are welcome to join the Discord server and follow me on my socials. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. It's always a pleasure to build, and if you do have any questions, just make sure to let me know. All right, let's go raid this guy. They are, I believe they're discussing keyboard stuff, so yeah, you can have some fun there. Have a good night, everybody, and
Snowy, thank you so much for the 10 bits. I just bothered you in DMs. No worries, Zukowski. I try to answer your questions, but yeah. Alright. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much, okay? Take care of yourself. Have a great, great night and a great weekend. Bye-bye.